Welcome to Corona Fits. Beautiful Saturday in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, but then you too are at the center of the world. So I decided to start wearing my Baba hat. That was, see the guy up there on the wall? Let me see. The guy up there, yeah. Swami Muktananda, he gave me this hat back in 1980. And what the hell? If I need a mask, I can pull it down and I've got a thing, so it fits. Okay, so the title of this talk today, I just put it up, is Corona and Dr. Martin. Have you been watching Dr. Martin? He's been on, I've been watching it on Acorn. My wife has already watched them all. But it's a series about, it's Martin Clues, an English British sitcom, about this doctor in a small Cornish town who is almost, maybe he's got Asperger's. You could say he's got some psychological diagnosis here, but he's very disapproving, very rigid, very professional, has no time for these messy humans. And they're so messy, they're always doing wrong things, and they're always getting sick for stupid reasons, and they're always emotional and full of feelings and all that, and he's just Dr. Spock, But at the same time, when one of them has an accident, he's there like McGyver. He's able to put together whatever is lying around. You got a bottle, you got a tube, you got a bucket, you got this, you got that, and he puts together an operating room right there on the field, right there on the street, like McGyver. Whatever's handy, he improvises and creates the tools that would normally be used in an operating, in an ER, So he creates an ER on the street out of what's given, which is my favorite metaphorical TV show, McGyver. McGyver. So you really have in this beautiful series this contrast between the inconsistencies and contrast between these two opposites. The analytical mind that has a vision of perfection, and he's always in conflict with the world because it doesn't fit his idea of the world. In other words, he's very, very disapproving and very antagonistic, arrogant, and people are always saying what a nasty person he is. Yet they love him because he cures them, he heals them. He's a magical healer. So these two postures create the tension for the show. And so what does Corona have about that? Well, now we're getting Dr. Martin's or McGyver's on TV showing how they are improvising, mask, ventilators, whatever they've got, they're improvising because the system is no longer providing it, you see. So this is what I'm looking at here is that when things go awry, when things fall apart, this integrating mind rises. Now, an integrating mind is, let's see, an integrating mind is juxtaposed to a fundamentalist mind. Now, a fundamentalist mind is one that is rather rigid, and everything is what it is, and it's judged because it does not measure up to what should be. So Martin is kind of like a medical fundamentalist in the sense that he has this idea of perfection, and nobody measures up to it. So he's always irritated with them. He's always disgusted. Oh, this messy, clean up your act, be on time, come to the office, all of this rigid fundamentalism. Opposed to, in the story, you see, is the integrating mind. Now, the integrating mind is one that uses whatever's available to create a way out of a fix. A fundamentalist mind can't do that because it can only, a fundamentalist says, what is a fundamentalist mind would be, a cotton ball, for instance. That's fundamentalist mind would say that's a cotton ball. But if I wanted to use this in a medical situation, the fundamentalist, you can't use that. That's a cotton ball. It can only be a cotton ball. It can't be a swab or something. It can't be something else. It can't be a block. It can't be used. It can't be another tool, you see. It can only be what it is. That, you know. And if you try to use it for something else, you'd be judged, you see. You can't do that. Angry. Get angry. You can't do that, you see. That's heresy. That's heresy, you see. To use something that is not intended to be used for. To invent something. To create something. Drives a fundamentalist mind crazy. But the integrating mind, you see, the corona mind, now I'm playing with this, the corona mind now is one that's going to improvise. If you don't have enough masks, you create them out of something else. You create them out of stuff lying around the house, you see. If you don't have enough ventilators, what they're doing now is somebody discovered how to run 4 tubes out of a ventilator and feed 4 patients. Oh, well, isn't that, in other words, next thing you know, somebody will be using a bellows or something, creating ventilators out of junk, creating protective suits out of what's lying around in the closet, you see. Innovating, integrating. The world is interrelated. Everything is fluid. Everything is in flux. You use this, you use that. And that's what a poet does. That's what an artist does. The art now on the internet, we see all this art, beautiful work of art, and you look closely. Oh, it's made out of toothpicks. Oh, you look at something, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's made out of barbershop hair. Oh. See, so life, the integrating mind makes art. Now, art is a whole. It contains all of the different pieces into one whole. So the integrating mind is an artist's mind because whatever the need is of the moment, whatever the fix, the need, whatever the demand of the moment, you create out of what's given joyously. Oh, you put this, you put that together, boom, you're on your way. You're back on the road, you see. Keeping life flowing. Fundamentalist mind is like a dam. Everything is in categories. Usually the religious fundamentalist would say everything is designed by God and it can't be changed. So everything is fixed, nothing changes. It's this fixed world, and that makes them feel very stable, very secure, very much in the know, very much what they feel is avoiding death, you see. Because change, flux, creation, movement, fluidity, to the fundamentalist mind is death. The ice doesn't want to melt and flow with the current. The ice doesn't want to melt and flow with the moment, you see. The ice just wants to be rigid. So the fundamentalist mind, the self is rigid. Like Dr. Martin, he's very rigid, and he walks like he's got a broom up his back, you see, very rigid and very fixed. And he's afraid, and his flaw is he was a surgeon, and one day he was afraid of blood and passed out. So he had to quit being a surgeon because blood made him throw up, nauseated, panic attack. So that's very symbolic. Blood is life, you see. So when he sees life, he panics. When he sees fluidity, he freezes up. So it's very metaphorical, very symbolic, you see. Anyway, Corona's doing that to us. It's making us into either, oh my God, I'm going to die, and I hate this, oh, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be this. Why me? Why is this happening? Oh, remember the good days, Oh, what's going to happen? Oh my God, you see. And the integrating mind, the McGyver mind, let's get moving. What can we do? Fix this, do that. You haven't got masks? Make them out of this, you see. Oh my God, you can't use that cloth for a mask. You see how these two work together? It's in all of us. We're all Dr. Martin. That's the metaphorical meaning of it. We're all Dr. Martin. We all have a little bit of Dr. Martin in us, and we all have a little bit of the fundamentalist fear. Whenever there's fear of change, it's the fundamentalist mind. Whenever there's moving with change, flowing with it, there's the integrating, the McGyver mind. Both of them, Dr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll, both in us all the time, dancing back and forth. One of them is in the front, the other's in the back. Then they switch. Then we're improvising and making great inventions and doing this and fixing that, and that's in the front. And they go like this, you see, like that. Right. So anyway, thanks for dropping in. See you tomorrow. Have a Corona fit today.